Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Raina Mo's Designs. And today we're going to make something absolutely fabulous featuring these Chanel cosmetic gift bags that I purchased about a month and a half ago or so. And I told you guys when I presented what were in those gift sets, what we were going to do with the cosmetic bags. So if you want to see how I take a cosmetic pouch and turn it into a little crossbody, then keep on watching. So guys, in order to do this, I'm going to flip to the overhead view now. Okay, so now that we're at this overhead view, I'm trying something different with this setup because I notice when I'm working, I end up working closer to myself and be off frame. So now I'm going to be in frame working where I normally would work, and hopefully everything will end up in frame. So this tool right here I picked up from Amazon. It's kind of like a big hole punch is what it is for working with leather and different fabrics. If you happen to have a crocodile from working with lots of paper crafts and cardstock, that will work as well. But anyway, when you get this, which I'll link it below, you're going to get all the different pieces that come to it because this changes out to whatever size it is that you need. Now, I've already done this project and I know that this size works, but I'm wondering if I go down one little tiny size, if that will actually make the project a little bit better. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna get rid of the ones that I know won't work. And when you get this, you do get this little wrench, which you are gonna need because the one that was on this one, which was this one, I changed it out for this one. It was hard to get off, so I'm so thankful that they put that wrench in there. So I know these are bigger ones. So the next size would be this smaller one here, right? And so I'm gonna be using these screws to affix an anchor to the bag in which was gonna hold the strap. And so I'm just wondering, yeah, this is probably the best size for this. This is a little bit, just slightly a little bit too big. So what I'm gonna do on camera is let you guys see how I change this out, okay? Now, if you can see in here, if you already happen to have some leather working tools, like these punches here, they will work, but you'll have to use a hammer with them because these are pretty sharp and they'll go through as well. But like I said, you'd have to use a mallet or a hammer with it. And to me, that's just too much and I don't want to do that on this table. Okay, so I'm just gonna set this slightly out of seam. And this also, I'll set that away. So to change out these nibs, all you do is take your wrench, and I'm gonna try and get as close as I can so that you guys can see. And I'm hoping that you can see this angle. And I'm using the back camera on my phone, guys, so the quality is not gonna be that great. But anyway, you just loosen it like you saw I did a couple of times. And then you can just unscrew this off, okay? And then put it back in its little jar so you don't lose it. And then you see how big that is, that opening? You just screw it right back in here, okay? And so that's all I'm doing, is just screwing it back on here. And then I'm gonna take my wrench to make sure it doesn't move, and I'm just gonna tighten it. And I wanna try to do it 2 times. Okay, and that's tight enough. And then I like to keep the wrench also in this little container. Now you guys may be thinking, well, Raina Mo, if I order this, am I gonna get the same things that you have? Yes, if you use that link. This little container comes in a flat pack that has this. It's not gonna come in a box, it's gonna come in a flat pack, okay? All right, so now all we're gonna do is punch a hole on this side and punch a hole on this side and affix our hook and eye, if you will. That's not really what it's called, but that's what I'm calling it, to the bag. But there's one caveat. When you're doing it, when you look at the bag here, you see the seam, right? And if you do any kind of sewing, you know that this zipper is in this seam. So you want to make sure that you go right underneath this seam to about right here. And you want to make sure that you're centered. So this area here is the sweet spot. You don't want to do it here because you don't want to break that seam because your bag could unravel. Okay, so we just want to go right in this area. And if you feel in that area, there's an area of thickness there. I don't know if you can kind of see that on camera, but this is the seam allowance that's on the back end of this bag, which is lined. And I don't know if you guys can see that there, but that's where your seam allowance is. If you needed to put a little dot there so you know exactly in the center where it is that you want to punch your hole, then you can do that. I'm going to do mine by sight just because that's me. But it's really easy. You just put your, and I like to use the sharp side here on the inside of the bag, okay? So I'm going to position and I'm going to check my position on the outside because I can see that white thread there, and I'm hoping that you guys can see that white thread right there. I want the base of this to be hitting that white thread because I don't want to go through that white thread. That's another reason why it might be easier for you to do it from the top. So that way you see that this piece here is basically your blade. You want to make sure that you don't put that here on that thread. You want it in the center but down from the thread. So that is what I'm doing, okay? And I changed my mind. I am going to do it from the outside. So if you can see that area right there, it's smack dab in the center and it is right below my seam. And then all you do is punch. Did you hear that? It lets you know that you went through, okay? And so now that I've done that, I can release it and go into my box. And then I can grab whichever bail it is that I want to use, because I have all of these options for bails. And I personally feel this is a cute bail, but I think this one is more classy. So I'm going to use this one. It's much larger though. It is larger. If you can see that. If you can see, that is larger. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. And I'm just going to grab both of them out. And I'm getting my nails out as well. My little stud heads, okay? And then I'm going to place those right here where you guys can see. Okay? And then I'm going to remove, if you can see right here, that is where my hole is. So I'm going to take my stud, my screw, why do I keep calling it a stud? And I'm going to place it through the hole that I just made. Okay? You're going to see that it's going to be a tight squeeze when I screw it on, and that's what I want, okay? Personally, it's what you need because you want to make sure you have a little bit of a lip on this attachment here, right? So that should go into the bag, okay? It gives it a little bit of movement for freeness, but it also helps secure it, okay? And you just screw it on, and then you'll get your screwdriver, if you have one, which I do. I have a little screwdriver right here, just a simple little screwdriver. And then on the inside of the bag, I'm gonna hold this while I screw the screw from the inside until it's nice and tight. Okay, and so that is nice and tight and secure. Okay, I'm pulling on it because you want to make sure that your screw doesn't go through the bag. Okay, because if you end up using this one night or whatever, you don't want it to fall apart on you. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and just let you guys watch. Okay. Now I tell you, doing this with nails is a little bit tricky, and I don't know why, just because I'm starting to take better care of my hands, I'm having a harder time doing more simpler tasks. It shouldn't make me feel all that dainty, like they're gonna break because they have acrylic on them, but for some reason I just want to be extra careful with my nails, which is causing problems, as you can see, because this is very easy to do. There's nothing difficult about it at all. You just find that you have to take more time. And there you go. It's been attached on both sides, as you can see. Now I'm gonna flip to the regular camera so that you can see me. Okay, so now comes the really fun part. Why you say that, Raina Mo? Because now you get to choose which strap you wanna put on your new handbag, right? Clutch. It could even be a crossbody, whatever you want it to be, right? So I am going to try it with these pearls because I have really been wondering how this would look on any handbag, right? So here, and this is the one that I got that has the bling in between each knot. And it's really easy to slip on, right? And so here, you have a little, as it says, Chanel. You have a cute little top handle bag. Isn't that so cute? I'm so excited I can barely talk. But she is so adorable. Or you can change it out. And because of the color of this tweed, you could go with the white or you could go with the black, and obviously I'm going to show you both. And as you can see, this is a really nice length of chain. You may have to play with it though to get the kinks out. And you just twist it like that, and then you can get any kinks out. You're just working them out. And these have a little bit of resistance, but it could be, like I was telling y'all before, me trying to make sure I don't mess up my nails. If you hear any noise in the background, Boo Bear is in the kitchen. He's hungry, so he's working on making himself something to eat. There we go. And also remember, we do have the dog, so Diesel, he loves to drink water and he's loud. to say he's as little as he is very loud. Okay, so we worked all the kinks out of that end, and now we're just gonna clip it. And here is your nice handbag that happens to say Chanel. So that's really cute. And you could wear this as a crossbody, but I would suggest for anybody that's heavy busted like me, or if you have a long torso, you need to get a longer chain than this. So that's what it looks like with the white. And let's take that off and see what it looks like for the black. Are you guys excited? Because I mean, I truly was excited. When all the things that I ordered for this project, when they finally came in, I was like, oh, I just can't wait. I couldn't wait to get home from work to do this project. And that's one. And here is the other. And this is what it looks like with the black strap. And it's gorgeous with either one. And there you go, a little hack. Now, am I saying that you now have a new Chanel bag? No. But you have a gift set pouch that now can be worn as a handbag, and it just happens to have Chanel written on it because this came from the Chanel store. So you could reason with it, but know that you are wearing a converted cosmetic bag. However, I'm gonna insert a clip of the actual cosmetic bag on a chain that Chanel has put out for this holiday season. And they are over $2 grand each. There's a small and there's a large. The larger will fit a cell phone, and it happens to have credit card pouches, slots on the inside. So that tells me Chanel has no problem with taking an idea that people have been doing for years and then charging an exorbitant price for something that they give us for free. The only difference is that one is leather. Do you have to have a leather cosmetic bag on a chain? Nope. But these beautiful tweed ones look real nice. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I know you learned something, because whether it's a Chanel little cosmetic bag or Estee Lauder or anybody else out there that gives out these free little gift bags, if they're really cute and you decide you want to wear it as a little handbag, then now you can do that. So please share this video with everyone. Like this video and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. But the most important thing I want you to do tonight is have an absolutely wonderful evening. Bye.